Hi, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D. About to react to this impressive vid. It's titled Jay-Z Drags the Grammys for Snubbing Beyonce. Did Jay-Z shade Taylor Swift? And SZA loses to Taylor. Okay, let's get all the tea. Let's watch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive Channel.
Oh,
I
is
want to talk about
that
this year's Scammies. Did y'all
Lizzo? Okay, Lizzo. Lizzo has lost a lot of weight.
all enjoy it? Well,
It's a whole different conversation. But I think it's so interesting how a lot of these, body positivity people, fat positivity people be dropping like real large amounts of weight. I feel like they go from, hey, I'm fat, this is me, you gonna accept me, this is how I'm gonna be, to being like, I'm on Ozempic. I'm losing weight now, I'm skinny and fat. Interesting.
I did it. The Grammys were just the Grammys. I'm not really super excited about the Grammys like that, but since it is the biggest night in music, we have to talk about it. And I first want to start off positive because there were a lot of positive moments. I was really happy to see a lot of the newer Black female artists get recognized this year because it was just great to see. Coco Jones won Best R&B Performance for her song ICU, and it was very well deserved. Very well deserved because ICU is a classic song to me. And Coco is very deserving of this award. She has worked hard. She's put together a good music project. She deserves it. She deserves everything that she has worked hard for. So I'm really, really happy to see that she won a Grammy. Also, I'm happy for the artist Tyla. She actually won her first Grammy for Best African Music Performance for her song Water, and that is a huge accomplishment because she is pretty new in her career. She's been out for a couple of years.
I hate that song. I only hate it because it's just been played out. Like it was shoved down my fucking throat. So that is the only reason why I hate it, because it's not a bad song at all. I think it's actually a good song, but I don't want to hear it ever again in my life.
But congrats to her. And now she won her first Grammy. So that is a huge accomplishment. And some people kind of feel like maybe she shouldn't have beat out artists like Burna Boy or Davido or Asake and Ira Star because they are technically bigger artists in the Afrobeat world.
Their song is not bigger than Water.
Song Water definitely made a bigger splash internationally than the other songs that she was up against. So I do think she deserved the award. But if you want to be technical, they all deserve it. But, you have to pick one winner. Now, moving on, I want to talk about Victoria Monet. I feel like this year's Grammys was definitely Victoria's Cinderella moment. For years, Victoria has been largely overlooked in the music industry, and she's been kind of designated to be a background artist. Like, she would write songs for other artists, but she would never be the face of a hit song. But this time around, she has now made a name for herself, and her album Jaguar 2 won a Grammy for Best R&B Album. She also won a Grammy for Best New Artist, which is a huge feat. Technically, she's not new, but since this is
I hate On My Mama too for the same reason. But I do like all right.
Jaguar 2 is technically her first official album. Her other music projects prior to that were just mixtapes. With all that considered, the committee decided that she was a new artist. But she is very deserving of these awards, and she should have performed. She knew to me, so I don't know why she wasn't able to perform, but she definitely should have gotten a chance to be up on that stage since she was one of the most nominated artists of the night.
This is good.
But people like to play in Victoria's face, so I don't know. Now, moving on, let's talk about SZA. I have to give it up to SZA because she also won several awards. She won Best Progressive R&B Album for her album SOS. She also won Best R&B Song for her song Snooze. And she won a Grammy for Best Pop Duo Performance with the artist Phoebe Bridgers for her song Ghost in the Machine. So SZA took home several Grammys tonight, and I'm happy for her. I'm very, very happy for her. But I gotta keep it real here. SZA's album SOS should have won Album of the Year. It should have won. I don't think Taylor Swift should have won for Midnights because even though Taylor sold a lot of records, she just didn't have the same impact that SZA did. SZA was charting on the top 10 all of 2023. Several of her songs from SOS, including Kill Bill, Snooze, Good Days.
But it's not just based on the charts alone, right? So you can't really make that argument. And I have not heard Taylor's album, so I cannot make the comparison, honestly.
They were all in the top 10. Several of her songs were number one on radio for weeks. Her album was number one on Billboard for 21 weeks. 21 weeks at number one. She had a longer run at number one than Taylor did. So I think she should have won Album of the Year, but of course they weren't going to give it to a black woman. It's very hard for black artists, especially black female artists, to win in those major categories like Album of the Year and Record of the Year and Song of the Year. So I should have known they weren't going to give it to SZA, but she definitely deserved Album of the Year. Now, as far as the Scammies performances are concerned, I wasn't really impressed. I felt like something was going on with the sound. I wasn't really here for the audio, but I do have to give Fantasia her 10s. 10s across the board. Fantasia did a Tina Turner tribute, and she ate that per usual. I mean, if you ever seen Fantasia live, you already know that she's going to deliver every single time. And I'll give an honorable mention to SZA, even though I wasn't crazy about her Snooze and Kill Bill performance. However, I did like her performance of Saturn, which I think is a new song of hers. Also, I thought Burna Boy did decent, and I like the fact that he brought Brandy out. Brandy was sounding good. But let's be clear, Fantasia stole the show. She stole the show. Now, I want to talk about some of the mess because the Scammies are always doing something messy. First, let's talk about how they were trying to troll Nicki Minaj. The Grammys first tweeted that Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice won Best Rap Song for their song Barbie World, but they immediately deleted this tweet. Now, why did they do that? I think they were being messy, honestly, and they were trying to play in Nicki's face. It's almost as if they thought about giving it to her, but then they quickly retracted it, you know?
Well, she been complaining about it for 40 years, so I feel like they are trolling her. That is fucked up, but at the same time, you cannot call these people out and talk all this shit about them and expect them to give you an award. I just don't know why they would want to. And obviously, it's not supposed to be, favoritism, you're supposed to do it, blah, blah, blah. But, okay, these are regular people. These are human beings with emotions, and they are definitely petty. They're not gonna want to give you an award when you are constantly calling them out and shame, or not shaming them, but making it seem like, oh, they're blackballing you and they're specifically not giving you Grammys, which might be true. It might be true, because I think it is odd that she doesn't have a Grammy at all. But I just don't think it makes sense for them to give her a Grammy. All the shit she's talked about them. If I was on the committee, I wouldn't give her shit either. I'm like, anyway, next. But they didn't have to troll her. Like, that's fucked up.
They were probably going to give it to Ice Spice, but they didn't want to give it to Nicki. Because, let's be real, the Grammys blackballed Nicki. Nicki was first blackballed because she pissed off the producer, Kenneth Ehrlich, because she performed the song that he didn't want her to. And then when Kenneth stepped down from the Grammys, the Grammy committee still was snubbing Nicki, and they wouldn't vote for her songs. So it's very clear that she doesn't have a lot of favor in the industry.
And why do you even want one at this point when you're convinced that they're blackballing you and they're showing favoritism to other people and they don't want to give it to you? Then it's like, I feel like she shouldn't even care at this point. Be like, oh, fuck it, I can't win with y'all.
Don't really want to see her win. Also, Drake and 21 Savage were snubbed for their project, Her Loss. And Drake had a few things to say about it. Now, you know, Drake is not really all that fond of the Grammys, and he spoke about it years ago when he actually won a Grammy. He was like, you know, this award doesn't really matter like that. And he pretty much reiterated those words again. He said, all you incredible artists, remember, this show isn't the facts. It's just the opinion of a group of people whose name are kept a secret. Literally, you can Google it. Congrats to anybody winning anything for hip hop, but this show doesn't dictate anything in our world. And I do have to say Drake is speaking facts, but the Grammys still do mean a lot to these artists because it holds weight in the music industry. It might not mean a lot to us, but it means a lot to these artists, which is why there's always so much conversation about who should win, who deserves to win, and so forth and so on. Now, Killer Mike won pretty big. He won Best Rap Song, he won Best Rap Album, and he won Best Rap Performance. Some people were confused to see him sweep these categories, but I did hear that his album was good.
Yeah,
so
it was
I'm not
good.
Mad that he won
How can you say that, oh, this ain't deserving, or these other people, they got snubbed, when you haven't heard the full album of all these people? You can't say that. I have not heard this album, so I cannot say if it was deserving. And if you haven't heard it, you can't say it either. Shut up. I do know this name, Killer Mike. I feel like he's been a rapper for a very long time. And I want to associate him with Outkast. Obviously, he wasn't in Outkast, but I feel like they run in the same circles. And I know that he's a staple in rap. But yeah, I don't know much about him, and I definitely don't listen to his music, so I can't speak on that. But yeah, I'm not gonna say he's not deserving. The fuck.
Very excited. I mean, he got up on that stage. He almost did a praise dance.
Period.
But as soon as he left the stage, he got arrested, y'all. He got arrested, y'all, and people are saying that he got arrested for stealing those 3 Grammys. But no, they said he got arrested because he got a little too aggressive with the security guards. Now, TMZ did post a video of this, and I didn't see where he knocked over the security like it was reported, but they say he got booked for battery.
Citizens arrest.
And at first I thought this whole thing was a PR stunt because I was like, what? Like, who gets arrested after winning a Grammy? Like, what? I mean, how does this happen? Like, what is going on? But things went haywire, and it really tainted his moment, and I hate that it had to happen to him. Because this is his first time in his career winning Grammys, and he swept the major rap categories. So the fact that he had to leave the Grammys in handcuffs is crazy.
Now, okay, that's why I'm associating him with Outkast, because he made his debut on their album "Stank On Yet," so maybe that's where I first heard of him. Yes, I knew he ran in their circles, but this man is almost 50, so yeah, he's been in the industry for a long time. So put some respect on this man's name, because if he's been around this long and he's been relevant, then he must be doing something right. But yeah, I haven't heard that.
Didn't stop there. I mean, things got messier when Jay-Z got up on that stage.
Oh, what he said?
He called out the Grammys for snubbing Beyonce from the Album of the Year category. I mean, he was throwing shade. I mean, he was on one. He was really on one. And I don't know where the energy came from, but I do believe something happened behind the scenes, because I noticed that Jay-Z canceled his Rock Nation Grammy brunch, and I believe Beyonce even pulled out of the Tina Turner tribute because it was initially announced that she was going to perform, but that could have been a lie as well.
This one has a million Grammys. Let other people get
ratings,
it.
You know,
Jeez.
But something must
and I
have
love
happened
Beyonce,
behind the
but come
scenes
on.
that really agitated the Carters, because Jay-Z was upset. Now, he was honored with the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award, so I think this was a special award given to him. It probably was an award to pacify him and to get him and Beyonce to show up. But Jay-Z wasn't too happy. He called out the Grammys. This is what he said. We want y'all to get it right. We love y'all.
Hold on, I gotta hear this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, y'all. I'm so sorry.
So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Wait. He was on one. He was really on one. And I don't know where the energy came from, but I do believe something happened behind the scenes, because I noticed that Jay-Z canceled his Rock Nation, you know, because Global Impact Award wasn't too happy. He called out the Grammys. This is what he said. We want y'all to get it right. We love y'all. So we love y'all. We love y'all. We want y'all to get it right. At least get it close to right. I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. You know, some of you gonna go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you may get robbed.
Especially in downtown LA, you probably did get robbed. Okay, you probably got robbed if you was walking the streets, cause we in the trenches. Cause yeah, the Grammys was down here, literally not far from me. But anyway,
some of you don't belong in the category.
Oh.
No, was it? No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth. Now, I'm not going to lie, this gagged me a little bit. This was so freaking messy. This was so messy. I mean, the spirit of Kanye just hopped on Jay-Z, and he decided to say what he really felt. Now, I know a lot of people were saying, yes, Jay, you better stand up for your wife. You better call the Grammys out. It seemed like everybody was applauding this, but I'll be honest with you. I was a little uncomfortable, and I could see Beyonce's face, and she looked uncomfortable. I don't think she wanted Jay-Z to say that. I don't think she wants to look desperate, to be honest. I mean, it kind of seems a little desperate when you've won 32 Grammys and you're still upset about not winning this one Album of the Year Grammy.
It's like, bro, I would say 32 Grammys is more than just getting one Grammy of the Year or Album of the Year. It's okay. She will be fine. She will sleep well at night. Like, it's not that deep.
Who cares? Like, you're Beyonce. You're a legend. Like, who cares if you don't win it? Even though I believe she should have won it, she definitely should have won it for Lemonade. She wanted that award and she deserved it. But I don't think Beyonce wants to be out here begging for it. At least she doesn't want to look like she's
I don't think this album is
kind of put her on the spot. So it was awkward. And even Blue Ivy was kind of looking at him like, what are you talking about, Daddy? Like, she looked so confused. It was just an awkward moment. And while it seemed like Jay-Z was taking a stand and bucking the system, I can guarantee you he pissed a lot of these elites off. Some of these old white men with power don't want to see a black man talking like that. I mean, that looks arrogant to them. So I don't know. I think Jay-Z got to be careful because he probably started some mess with this whole speech. And we all caught the shade when he said some of you all don't belong in the category. Now, who could he have been talking about? I don't know who he was talking about. He could have been talking about anybody, but I kind of feel like this might have been a little shade towards Taylor Swift.
Girl,
Taylor did win Album
don't
of the
put
Year,
this on that man.
She broke the record for winning the most Album of the Year awards in Grammy history, which is a really huge accomplishment, but it's also a constant reminder that the industry will always place Taylor above Beyonce. And it's starting to become more evident now than ever. I mean, Taylor and Beyonce are constantly pitted against each other.
Oh, Beyonce's eating.
Constantly elevate Taylor and diminish Beyonce. I mean, it's crazy. Beyonce's a legend. She's one of the greatest performers of all time. She put in the work. Why does she even have to be compared to somebody like Taylor Swift, who's a different type of artist than she is? Well, the reason why they're comparing her is because Taylor is being ushered in as the new queen of music, and we are seeing this happen in real time. Beyonce held that title and she was held to that esteem, but she's getting shoved out the way for Taylor. And this is why you're seeing all of these comparisons, and this is why
I mean, it's gonna happen though. Beyonce has been killing it for 50 years now. At some point, she gonna have to make room for the up and coming girls. Taylor is an up and coming girl. I feel the same way about Nicki. You have to make room for the up and coming people. And I'm not saying like Beyonce isn't trying to make room, because she doesn't ever speak on this shit. So she seems to be gracefully accepting that there are other people coming up and they're going to essentially take her spot at some point. Like, she's very, very graceful about it, and that's why she is the queen, because she does not go on rants and talk shit about why I ain't get this, why I ain't got that, nah, why. She don't do all that. I respect that to the highest degree. But everybody else who's speaking for Beyonce, Jay-Z included, it's like, bro, you gotta, other people have to get their flowers as well. And I cannot speak on Taylor's album because I have not heard it. But what if it's a great piece of work? It might be. Obviously, there is racism involved in everything, all right? Every walk of life. So do I think that race plays a part? Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like this woman has been killing it for 50 years, bro. She has 1 million Grammys. Like, it's okay to let other people get some shine and get some flowers too. Like, y'all sit the hell down. And this comes from somebody. I love Beyonce. But it's like, okay, whoop-de-doo. She didn't get Grammy of the Year. Nobody cares.
Seeing Taylor now
Album of the Year. I keep saying Grammy of the Year.
As the new standard. And the industry is going to continue to back Taylor because she makes them so much money. She makes them way more money than Beyonce does. Ooh. So it's an interesting thing to see. But sorry for diverting from the whole topic. But I do want to talk a little bit about Taylor snubbing Celine, because a lot of people noticed that when she accepted the Album of the Year award, she walked up on that stage and did not acknowledge
She's like, give my Grammy peasant.
The Celine Dion. Now, first and foremost, I was so happy to see Celine. I was so happy because I did hear that she had some health problems. And so it was really nice to see her. She's one of my favorite singers of all time, one of the greatest of all time. She's in that elite class with Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. So she's just one of my favorite vocalists. But I did notice that Taylor did not pay attention to Celine at all. And people had an issue with it. They were calling her out on social media about it. Look at some of these comments. Celine, honestly, wish you handed the award to...
No. Interesting. I'm going to go look up that Jay-Z clip because I need to see Blue's face in real time. And I need to see, well, not real time, but I need to see the actual footage of Blue looking confused while Jay-Z gave that damn speech. Why'd you give that speech when your daughter is up there and she just like, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, I said everything I have to say about the whole situation. I just feel like it's fine for other women to, or people, men or women, to get their flowers. So yeah, the same thing with Killer Mike. Like, maybe he had a great album, so people would be like, he didn't deserve it, and this person didn't deserve it, and why you get it, and why you gotta get it. Like, shut up. Everybody shut up. It's just, this happens every year. It's just always something. Everybody claiming somebody got snubbed. It's like, bro, everybody shut up. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see you on the next one.